Hey guys, I've come up with a full review of the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. But before I start reviewing, I wanted to address some of the comments which I received on the unboxing video, right? So first of all, I would like to thank everyone for your feedback. I really appreciate it. These comments will indeed help me improve my videos further. So people told that my phone is Chinese and not original. So let me tell you that this phone is bought from Samsung's own boutique here in Dubai Mall. There is no chance for the phone to be fake as it has a 1-year Samsung Gulf warranty. Secondly, there were also comments about the maple gold color of the phone. Yes, I agree it looks like a silver, but this is what Samsung is calling it to be maple gold. If you bring an S7 Edge, then you can really make the difference. The S7 Edge is having the actual gold color and this is how it should be. However, the S8 Plus is having more of a silver look to it, and this is what appealed to me as blue and silver is not easily available here in the UAE. So let's start with the detailed review now. The first thing we see is the geometry of the phone. The phone is extremely comfortable in the hand, but that's probably because I have larger hands, but it's not that bad overall. Coming to fingerprints, looking around the phone you can clearly see fingerprints everywhere. Either it's the front end or the back end. Obviously it's more visible on the front below the light as the front is entirely black. If you notice, I have fixed a glass protector which is flat and not covering the edges. It's already cracked in the side, but it's okay as prevention is better than cure. Now speaking of the fingerprint sensor, see how I unlock the phone with my fingerprint repeatedly. It's quite accurate and fast. The only issue is placing your finger correctly on the sensor, and that requires some getting used to. In general, I have a habit of placing my finger below the phone for a good grip, and I was able to get to the notification bars easily with the earlier gen phones, but it doesn't work like that with this phone. In fact, due to the placement of the fingerprint sensor, I've gotten used to holding my phone like this so I can get to the sensor as well as get a good grip of the phone. If you compare the display of the S7 Edge with the S8 Plus, then looking closely you would definitely see a subtle difference of a reddish tint on the S8 Plus. Maybe it's not too easily visible on camera, but the difference is very clear to the eye. And as promised by Samsung, they did release an update to the phone where there are many more color balance options available to adjust the screen as per the liking of the user. Going into search and looking for the color balance options, have a look how we have many more tweaking options available on the S8 Plus. I could either choose a warmer tint or a cooler tint. Moreover, I can also adjust the primary colors of the phone so I can optimize my screen as per my liking. For the phone to look white to my eye, I get the screen 2 tones to the cooler side and reduce the red on the phone. Now the screen looks much better and how it's supposed to be. Now getting into the camera. This phone is having a 12 megapixel f1.7 aperture and a 26mm focal length main shooter. The phone is by default in its auto mode of course, and taking shots in general is fabulous. It can do well with landscape photography, pictures with different dynamic range, or low light pictures. Testing the camera in its extreme conditions doesn't prove to be bad either. This shot was taken in complete darkness. Though the image is quite noisy, Superman is still very visible, and lighting the flash does wonders to the picture. Swiping to the right will bring out many available modes. Selecting Selective Focus would mean you can choose which particular object you would want to focus your shot on. This picture taken through Selective Focus is focusing on an object in the foreground. However, if you look at the top edge, you would notice part of the iPhone to be in focus, and that's because it's too close to the box of Skittles. Of course, these are software implications of the bokeh effect, and keeping the objects away indeed does the trick. Jumping to the video mode, the first thing I tested was the focusing speed. Have a look for yourself in the video. Getting into the slow-mo mode is also interesting. Nothing new of course. But what's interesting is the way you can tweak the video after it's shot. This includes adjusting the speed of the slow motion and also which parts of the video you want to be slow. So let's say in this video for instance, if I want to slow the video from 1/8 of a second to half a second, this would mean that every 1 second is slowed down to 2 seconds, and in 1/8 of a setting, every 1 second will be slowed down to 8 seconds. After doing all the adjustments which you require with the speed as well as the motion, all you have to do is just click save and the video will save, and then once you have saved it, then you would not be able to edit the video after that. So what I've done is I've slowed my video to 1/8 of a second and have a look how it slows down. It's quite interesting to shoot things like dunking or a football kick and stuff like that. And then once I've decided the patch I want to slow down, I can just leave and then it'll go back to the normal speed. Gaming on the phone is going to be a breeze, considering the fact that it's an octa-core Exynos chip. The only challenge is getting used to the 18.5:9 aspect ratio. Games like Asphalt already have released versions suitable for the phone's aspect ratio, but this doesn't hold true for all the games. Swiping on the taskbar gets us several options while gaming, one of which is switching the game's aspect ratio to full screen. Note that you will lose the edges of the game in order to adjust the ratio as per the dimensions on the screen. The button below the volume rocker is dedicated for Bixby, which is Samsung's own AI. This button was programmable before through third-party apps, so we could use it for other applications. However, Samsung has released an update and now we can't do that anymore. Bixby as yet is not having its AI features available, but it's expected to hit us soon. Till then, the Google Assistant, which was also equipped with the phone, is very accurate and can easily be used. Last but not the least is the battery life. If you notice the current level of my battery life, I have around 6% remaining. To see the screen on time specifically, I go to the device maintenance followed by the battery usage. The phone is showing me a remaining time of 58 minutes. The screen on time I have received is 6 hours and 56 minutes. That is a lot of time for a device with a battery capacity of 3500 mAh. I have had Sony's, Blackberry's, HTC's as well as the S7 Edge, and no phone has given me this much amount of screen on time on one single charge. Out of the total number of hours the screen was on, I played movies on YouTube for 2 hours, played games for around an hour and a half, and the phone was able to handle it without a hitch. The processor in my phone is the Exynos 8895 octa-core chip, with 4 cores running on 2.3 GHz and 4 cores running on 1.7 GHz. Draining it all the way down to 1% gave me a total screen on time of 7 hours and 12 minutes. This is just outstanding. Moreover, the screen was on its factory resolution, which is the full HD resolution. I also tested the phone with the quad HD resolution and I got almost 2 hours lesser time, considering the fact that the phone is still having 30% of charge remaining. Not too much of a difference overall. But this was pretty much it from me. I would like to conclude by saying that this phone is a mighty beast, with all the latest technical features as well as reliable with any job which comes across its way. This is by far Samsung's best phone ever made. If you like this video, then do give me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe for more videos like these. Thanks a lot for watching guys. Peace out.